Okay, let's talk about a video that just completely blew up the internet. It comes straight from the heart of New York City's super high-stakes jewelry world, and wow, it is a raw, totally unfiltered look at what happens when a business deal goes really, really bad.
And it all kicks off with this one line, just shouted for everyone to hear. A public confrontation right on 47th Street, full of accusations and a furious demand for cash. You know, this wasn't some private argument. It was about to become a full-blown public spectacle.
And when I say spectacle, I mean it. This thing went huge. The video pulled in over 70 million views. It completely captured the internet's attention, you know? It sparked all these debates and shined this super bright, kind of harsh light on an industry that's usually pretty secretive.
All right, so to really get what's going on here, you have to picture the scene. We're on 47th Street in Manhattan. This is the Diamond District. And get this, it's estimated that something like 90% of all diamonds in the entire United States pass through this one single block. It's a world built on big money, big reputations, and some seriously intense competition.
And right in the middle of all this chaos, you've got this guy, Maksud Agadjani, but everybody knows him as TraxNYC. He's an Azerbaijani-American jeweler, and he is famous for his personality, which is, let's just say, loud, brash, and very, very public. He's not just some guy behind a counter, he's a massive online presence.
So you're probably wondering what on earth could trigger a meltdown this big. Well, this whole firestorm, it really boils down to two key accusations, and they both cut right to the heart of what matters most in this business: trust.
Okay, so first, there's the claim of gold purity fraud. That's basically selling something as high quality when it's not. And second, brand impersonation. The other jeweler allegedly used the TraxNYC name to make this sale seem legit, which means he was basically stealing not just money, but a reputation too.
And here's the crazy part. This whole dispute, the screaming, the spitting, the arrest that would end up ruining a career that took decades to build, it was all over a single $22,000 transaction. In a place where millions of dollars can change hands every single day. That's practically nothing.
So here's exactly how the scam allegedly worked. It's pretty simple. A customer buys a bracelet, and they're told, hey, this is 14-karat gold. But when Trax gets his hands on it and puts it on his own testing machine, the reality is pretty stark. It comes back as only 10-karat gold, not what was promised.
Now, you might be thinking, this is just a one-off, a crazy incident between two guys. But no, this whole drama really just peels back the curtain on a much bigger problem in the world of expensive goods. It's an industry where fakes and fraud are, kind of shockingly, super common. I mean, for a regular person trying to buy something nice, the jewelry business can be a total minefield. Scams go from misrepresenting gold content, just like we saw here, to passing off lower-grade diamonds as premium cuts, or even selling these incredibly convincing fake luxury watches. In this quote, it just perfectly captures the real-world result of these scams. It's from a story about a guy who thought he'd bought a gold Rolex, a real one. And a few weeks later, it literally started turning his skin green because it was just made of cheap metals like copper. That right there is the ugly reality of getting scammed. So, for the jeweler who was accused in that video, the fallout from this one viral moment was immediate, it was public, and it was just devastating. It's a pretty chilling reminder of how fast a lifetime of work can just completely fall apart in the age of the internet.
Think about this for a second. A business, a reputation, built piece by piece, all the way since the 1970s. We're talking more than 40 years of work, just gone, completely destroyed in a single day. The video goes viral, and the very next day, the guy is arrested and charged. It's that fast.
And just when you think this story can't get any more complicated, there's another layer. The man who was arrested, he wasn't just some random competitor. He was reportedly Trax's landlord in that exact same building. It just goes to show how tangled up and personal all these business relationships are on 47th Street. So this whole saga, it really brings us to a much deeper conversation. One that goes way beyond gold carats and viral videos. It's really about the currency of authenticity and what we as customers actually value in the people we do business with. Trax's whole brand is built on being in your face, right? He's loud, he's aggressive, he's totally unfiltered. So the question becomes, in an industry that's known for having a lot of fakes and scams, does that raw, confrontational style actually build more trust, or does it do the opposite? While one way to look at it is, yes, people do value this. The argument is that in a tough business, people appreciate someone who is exactly what they seem to be. To his supporters, that aggressive personality doesn't feel threatening. It feels honest and direct.
At the end of the day, this whole showdown kind of leaves us with a bigger question, and it's not just about jewelry. It's about everything we buy and everyone we deal with. In a world where it's so incredibly easy to fake things, to fake quality, to fake authenticity, how do we as consumers decide who and what is actually real?